Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about things we hate about Google Home, which we want to see changed. But before we begin, this channel exists because I love learning about tech and gaming, and so apparently do you. So be a darling and subscribe so I can tell the haters to suck it. Let's begin with features and improvements we'd like to see, beginning with reminders. When I ask Google to remind me about something, it simply says, I have a reminder, and then doesn't say what the reminder is. Instead of asking if I'd like to know or simply listening to my request, I have to reawaken it and ask. The user experience is like the equivalent of having a remember all from Harry Potter. You know you've forgotten something, you just can't remember what it is without doing some extra digging. Next, intermittent voice recognition. There are other notable use cases, but because Google doesn't always know who is speaking, sometimes it will play music for me using my partner's Spotify account. This is problematic because it stops the music for my partner and plays what I want on the speaker I'm using. I feel like in the case of uncertainty, Google should instead just use whatever account is available, since the likelihood is that if one account is in use, it's already in use by the person who owns it. And that way, I don't have my boyfriend yelling at me when I'm in the shower. Lack of contextual intelligence. This is something which we've seen improving very gradually over time, but frankly, Google's contextual intelligence is good for really broad topics, like if you want to know how tall Obama is, and then immediately afterwards you ask what his age is. But otherwise, it's a little lacking. Something which actually helps a lot with a couple of the problems which I've mentioned is the follow-up feature. Essentially, whenever you make a request or complete a command, Google will follow up by listening for a follow-up command. Additionally, your Google Home won't save a recording unless it actually completes a command. You can learn more about the recording stuff in my previous video. All of this is really handy, especially if you have multiple commands you'd like to say and you don't want to have to repeat the wake phrase over and over again. Next, just not working with simple requests. Recently, I've had a number of experiences where I'll ask what artist is playing and Google just kind of shrugs and moves on. Frankly, this makes me feel like I'm in the early 2000s and really shouldn't be an issue anymore. Lastly, stop for music. A feature I would love to see added would be similar to stop for alarms. I'd really like to see Google implement a quick and easy stop for when music is too loud. Obviously, you can silence it with the touch if you're close enough, but sometimes that doesn't feel fast enough when you're getting your eardrums blown out. Anyway, that's BRBTG. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll be right back.